Hey NTA Nation, welcome back for another cigar review. And this week we're doing something a little special. I got my friend Roger here to help me do this review.
How's it going?
We got these cigars at Crescent City Cigar in New Orleans, which as many of you know is probably one of my most frequented cigar shops.
Go see Armando.
And yes, that cigar is the Elogio Salomon. Now, I did 2 reviews of this already, but you haven't seen them yet. And the reason that I haven't done them or haven't put them out yet is because come to find out I've been pronouncing the name of the cigar wrong for about 6 months now. So, as you can see, it looks like it says Elogio, which is what I've been calling it. Well, when I was down in Nicaragua at Drew Estate, Jose Blanco set me straight, and then when I got back, Armando set me straight, also told me the way to say it. It's Elogio. It's not 2 syllables, it's just 1 syllable all the way through.
Elogio.
And the G is actually pronounced as an H. Now, 4 years of Spanish at Catholic school, I've never heard of that one before, but hey, I'm different, and I'm going with what the guys say. So anyway, it's Elogio. And if you notice this band actually is a black and gold band, which is a Saints fan is really cool.
Who dat?
But also, you'll notice it's a little bit different from the traditional Habano and LSV band, which is red and green, which they swapped it where the colors are, the primary colors are at on the band, differentiate them. Otherwise, that's the only way you can tell. But anyway, this is the same filler and wrapper as a regular Habano, except it's just in a special Salomon size. I actually think they ramped up the power of it a little bit. I think it's got a little bit more on Haro, but I'm not exactly sure about that. But for those that don't know exactly who or what Elogio is, it's a really small boutique company. If I remember right, the last count was only like 30 retailers in the U.S. that carry their brand, and Armando Crescent City Cigars is one of them. He's actually the only one in the state of Louisiana that carries them. Now, this is Don Alejandro Rabena's grandson, Carlos Pereira Rabena, is the one that he started this company. Now, these are all grown in Nicaragua. Everything's grown in Nicaragua. The binder and filler are grown in Condega and Jalapa, and the LSV wrapper, which is a special wrapper, is actually grown in Somoto. So, anyway, let's take another look at this cigar. Look at the wrapper. Kind of a leathery looking wrapper in the cap of it. It's not the prettiest of cigars, but it's actually, pretty nice. What's kind of odd, I don't know if you can really see this, but it almost has like a box press to it. Is yours like that? Is yours have kind of a slight box press?
It's got kind of a square edge to the top and the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. It's not so much the roundness, it kind of goes flat on the bottom. Kind of just flattens off.
It's kind of cool. It's like just kind of like a medium box press or something. It almost reminds me like the Oval in a way, but it's not as defined as that.
Very much.
But anyway, let's look at this. The only thing I'm getting off the wrapper is a slight woodiness, and that's pretty much it.
That's all I'm getting to. It's a cedary kind of. It's not strong though. It's not strong at all.
No, it's real faint. I'm not gonna really smell the foot because there really ain't much to the foot. Anyway, I think the MSRP on these was like, you remember what it was, like $14 maybe?
It was $14.90 something.
Yeah.
That's also New Orleans. You got to do the different excise taxes for your area.
Right. Anyway, go ahead and. Oh, by the way, before I do this, I also brought out the LSV version, which is slightly darker, as you can see.
Difficult band.
The band's the same color.
Oh, it is the same color.
The bands are the same color too. So the only way to really tell is to look at that wrapper to tell which one's LSV, which one's Habano. That's a little confusing. I mean, it's a cool looking band, but I wish they would have something to differentiate LSV and Habano too. So.
Maybe a lower band that differentiates. You have the same band, just a different band.
Anyway, I'm going to cut this thing. On the cold draw, the only flavor that I'm getting is just a really strong woodiness, actually. And I'm not getting much else, just like a nice woody flavor. That's about it. You get anything different, or?
No, mine's not as prevalent. Of course, ours have been sitting in different humidors as well.
That's true. This is supposed to be a medium-bodied cigar, but I think this is the Exclusivo Limitada. If I remember right, it's been ramped up in the body a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to light this thing up. I don't know why I brought my giant Zycar tabletop to light up this little nipple on the end of this thing. You know, all these Salomons, like, you know, the Fuentes that had that little nipple on the end of them, they burn perfect every time.
They do. They burn out even every time. I mean, it just becomes a perfect burn.
It has some really good flavor right off the bat.
Yeah, definitely. Can't exactly stick my finger on it just yet.
I'm getting that woody, that cedary type woodiness to it. I'm also getting a nuttiness about it, also with a sweetness. Now, on the retrohale, I get a little some spice, definite black pepper on the retrohale.
Oh, definitely got the
And it's a real interesting sweetness. It has a little bit of creaminess to it, but it's not like a creamy flavor. It's just like
It's very smooth. It's not.
Yeah.
It's almost not sweet at all. It's just kind of a very, very smooth, with a hint, you know, kind of like almost like a cream.
Yeah. It has an interesting. The finish on this cigar is pretty interesting. Like, I was sitting there thinking, you know, how long the finish is, short the finish is, and to me it was like, oh, it's got kind of a short finish. But then, you know, because I get that woodiness and that nuttiness right up front, and it kind of subsides. And as soon as it starts to fade away, like, oh, you know, it's done, my flavor's on my palate, I get up that sweet creaminess right behind it. Kind of like, it's almost like a wave, like waves coming in on the beach. It's like we get one set of flavors, recedes, and the next set comes in. It's pretty interesting the way it does that.
Just let it sit too on your palate, and it just changes as it goes. You know, it's really interesting. It's a real interesting cigar.
Yeah, I'm thinking this might be kind of a complex cigar the way this is going. It's just like the flavors constantly are changing on your palate. It's like a kaleidoscope of flavors the way it's going. It's pretty interesting. But it's definitely.
I will say my palate is not as well versed as Ben, so I'll come at you with the more what I'm getting, which will probably be a whole lot less, but it's still a phenomenal cigar.
Anyway, we'll go ahead and we'll finish off the first third. We'll be back to let you know how we went. See you in a second. Here, buddy, go back. And we've about finished the first third now. Actually, I think I'm a little bit past the first third on this big Salomon. But anyway, the flavors that I'm getting off of it, I still get that strong woody core, but I'm also getting and the nuttiness, but I'm getting a breadiness to it too. And it's like a sweet bread note.
Hawaiian bread.
Yeah, that's kind of the way we figured it. Kind of the closest thing, if you've ever had those, you know, the King Hawaiian rolls or whatever, that sweet bread. It's kind of what it reminds us of, because it's a really nice sweet bread. But also, right at the end of the first third, and I usually get this in the middle of all of the Elogio Habano cigars, is what I consider kind of a signature flavor, because it's not in the LSV. It's got its own unique flavor also. But it's what I get, the best way to describe it is toasted marshmallow.
And as weird as this sound, he's right. It's weird, but that's exactly what.
Yeah, it's like that sweetness, kind of like the way that burnt sugar flavor with the sweet
caramelization kind of taste to it.
Yeah, you get that, and you don't get it right off the bat. You get it kind of in the middle of the cigar, and the way the regular Habano Elogio cigars go, it fades away. It's basically right in the middle of the cigar. When you get to the last third, it kind of fades away. But I'm also actually picking up the spice actually ramped up now. When the first started the cigar, I only got it in the retrohale, but now I'm actually picking it up on the back of the palate, and the finish is much longer now that I've gone through the first third. What about you?
Same here. That pepperiness is spread, definitely. I mean, it's on the very back of my palate and actually moving to the center area. I mean, it's kind of encompassing about right now. It's not overpowering, but it's definitely prominent now.
I would definitely say that it's a medium-bodied cigar. Probably really, I'd say like dead medium, dead set in the middle. I mean, I was thinking it's a little bit mild, but no, it's probably right in the middle. And while we were on break, I called Armando Crescent City Cigars, which is where we bought these from, and I asked him exactly what the difference in the blend was. It was telling me that they didn't even tell him what the difference in the blend was. It's just a limited edition blend that was tweaked from the regular Habano, but they wouldn't even let him know. It's a real secretive blend that they have. So, kind of all the information we have. I just know that it's Nicaraguan from Condega and Jalapa. That's pretty much it. That's all we know. All we know about it. But so far, it's going great. As you can see, the ash is actually holding on quite well. And mine's burning really good, but Roger, yours is burning a little bit lopsided, right?
A little lopsided.
But it's not bad.
Not bad at all, though. I mean, it's not out of control by any means.
And the thing is, it's actually fixing itself.
Yes.
A minute ago, one side was greatly longer than the other side, and now it's kind of evened itself out.
It's definitely evened out.
No touch-ups, no relights, no nothing. This thing is burning great. The smoke volume is really good. So anyway, we'll go ahead and finish the second third. We'll be back to let you know how it is. See you in a second. Everybody, we're back. And we're finished with the second third now. I'm pretty much getting the same flavors as I did on the second, or the first quarter, or the first third. But really that toasted marshmallow note that I said before I'm getting is actually the dominant note. I'm still getting that woodiness, and there's a nuttiness in the background. And that sweet bready flavor has kind of gone away. Mm-hmm. Something else has kind of picked up a little bit. It's a spice note. I've actually started to detect that more often now. And to me, there seems to be like a little hint of cinnamon to it. Or like a baking spice a little bit, but it's very faint. It's kind of in the background, kind of getting overshadowed by, that woodiness and that toasted marshmallow that I was talking about earlier. That kind of, burnt sugar caramelization type of flavor. What about you?
In my case, I think that the little spicy note to it is a little more prominent with me. I'm starting to get that more. It's not, like you said, it's more of like a cinnamon, something like that, something that you would cook, like cooking. It's a prominent note, though, I'm starting to get. Maybe a little more than you, but that's definitely getting that. And the spice is, like you said, it's definitely gotten stronger.
It's a very nice cigar.
It's an excellent cigar.
Quite balanced, also. And to me, the further I go with this cigar, smoking it, the longer the finish is. Like in the beginning, I said it was a really short finish, but he got kind of a rolling flavor profile on the palate. Now, I get that spicy woody note is actually lingering for quite a while on the palate. Like I haven't puffed it, for a while here, and I'm still tasting. I still get that spicy woodiness on my palate right now. So anyway, we'll go ahead and finish this cigar off. We'll be back to let you know how it went. See you in a second. Hey, everybody, we're back, and we're about finishing up this Salomon now. This Elogio is smoked really, really good. I've been quite impressed with this. As a matter of fact, this cigar has only the Salomon size, and we've only been smoking it for about probably a little more than an hour. It really didn't
it's-
take very long to smoke, actually.
Not at all. I mean, it smoked very quick.
Well,
Very quick.
the flavors that I got off the last third here was that woodiness. That woodiness stayed throughout the entire length of the cigar. That spice did ramp up. To me, the nuttiness is completely gone in the last third. That toasted marshmallow note has pretty much faded away. Like it does that with all the habanos. Every one of them, it fades away at the end of it. I'm still getting a sweetness, but it's very, very subdued sweetness. It's not like it was in the beginning and near the middle of the cigar. Right now, what I'm mainly getting is a woodiness with that spicy note, a little hint of sweetness, and I've also picked up a bitterness in it. It's not like a coffee bitterness, it's just like a straight bitterness, just nothing really compared to, just a slight bitterness to it. And it's not bad, it's just a little bit in there. I mean, it's slightly off-putting, but it's not real strong. It's just an accident there. So it's not enough to maybe put the cigar down, because the rest of the flavors are really, really good. And I've only actually gotten that bitterness right here at the very end. And right now, this cigar is getting too hot really for me to smoke anyway. So I don't care. What about you?
Yeah, I'm like you said, that there's a hint of bitterness. It is starting to come in, but like you said, at the same time, the cigar is getting so hot at this point that it's kind of hard to smoke right now. But phenomenal cigar, phenomenal.
I think because it's getting hot, that's where we're getting that bitterness at.
That's what.
So I'm thinking that's what it is anyway. But what's amazing is it's very hot and humid here in South Mississippi. I know, shocker. But this cigar has burned really, really well. I mean, I've only relit it one time, and that's because I was goofing off on the computer and kind of let it sit a little bit too long. Other than that, you didn't have a relight.
I didn't relight at all. No, not at all.
Smoked fabulous. The burn line on mine has been really good all the way through. That is yours?
Mine evened out after that first little unevenness. It burned straight the whole rest of the time. Absolutely smoked great. No problems whatsoever.
Really a phenomenal cigar, and for the money, it's very. I think it's worth it.
Well worth it.
Yeah, they come in 10-count boxes, so they're actually pretty approachable. So, I mean, it's kind of in the same, the same line as like some of the, like the Tatuaje monsters and stuff like that. So it's actually a pretty good cigar. So anyway, it's definitely box worthy for me. What about you?
Definitely box worthy for me.
So I wholeheartedly recommend it. So check it out. Give Armando a call at Crescent City Cigar. I know he carries it. And let him know we sent you. And on that note, remember, nothing beats a nice tight ash. Hey, NTA. Oh, shit.
NTA.
Hey, NTA Nation. Welcome back for another cigar review. And this week I got my friend Roger. We're going to review a cigar that's a limited edition. And it's a cigar that I actually I actually shot 2 reviews before. But come to find out, I've been pronouncing the name of the cigar wrong for probably about 6 months now. So I'll have to reshoot those videos. So anyway, that cigar is the Elogio Salomon.
Elogio.
And sorry, he's kind of retarded. Anyway, this